Hi guys, how are you? Um, I'll get right into this. If my tone is not like hyper today, that's because I really don't feel good. But I'm gonna make this. Let's see, this today is so long. She starts at every fucking member of the prophet. And I love this for her because it's not look good when the protesters are up. Increasing cake can be far for them. Let's I'm kind of sick. I don't know. I'm gonna have to see tomorrow. Yeah. So let me.
While I'm not
I didn't hear her.
forced having to reschedule everything in order to accommodate this, I don't even know what to call him other than a sleazy attorney. It's the only thing I can think of that I can't get in trouble for. Doing unscrupulous stuff.
Oh.
So I got my work cut out for me. The gracious judge, I'm glad he heard me. I was not a happy camper when I got there. But either way, he was gracious enough. I only asked up until April 21st.
Perfect. Okay. I don't want to hear this. You can hear it on Queen Bees. She's too busy setting up people, digging to people's past. I wonder how she'd like it if I dig into her past. Like her mom's past. You see like all kinds of shit that she had to say. Disappointed you, buddy. Disappointed.
That we're studying most. And I think sometimes when we get so singularly focused, we lose track of some other valuable information that we may acquire. But again, it comes to my people. And you guys send this stuff to me. And I look at it and I'm like, wow, that's cool. People need to know, right? People need to know. We know that heat detecting sonar was deployed in Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers' case, but how effective is it? I'm unsure exactly how effective.
Yeah, right.
In whatever
Can you not make
it is in finding.
Can you not make content of your own? Do you have to use everybody else's misinformation? That's the problem I have with it. You don't fact check. Okay, I know what this is about.
Boy, what an impact that made. So I know a few of you guys sent me that video. So thank you to all of you that sent me that video. I do appreciate it. Always keep that stuff coming in. I don't mind multiples of things. I'd rather have too much than none. So thank you guys for that. I think that a lot of people would have liked to see that. Now, as you guys saw, there was another map that was just on. Hold on, before I get this blown up, give me just a second. Okay, before I get this blown up, there we go. Okay, now back to the map. Thank you. Come on, open. Good, it opened in the same. This is the 50. Hold on.
He got from the top family because of.
I'm confident this is the
50. Yeah. This is not right.
Yep. Okay, perfect.
Who the hell are you?
So, as well, and I will. I just looked at it. Now I've got to do it again. Hold on a second. My brain is just not working today, so you guys are gonna have to
Does
forgive
it
me.
ever work?
I just did this. I just
Whatever.
fixed this. I just looked. Okay, I got it now. Sorry about that. I wanted to make sure I could use the person's name. So I'm allowed to use the person's name, first name. So Christine, this goes out to you. There were 2 presentations that I have today that are Christine's, and I was meaning to
But he's
go
never
over
gonna find
these
this boy.
earlier,
But
but
he's
I got
never gonna
saddled
meet
with
this.
a lot of stuff thrown at me at literally all at once. So I had to kind of back off some of my live streams that you guys are accustomed to doing, you're accustomed to having. We, as you guys know, we're doing weird timing stuff, morning, early morning, kind of noon and evening, which is just kind of weird. But it's just, trying to work and balance my ever-growing responsibilities. So this is where we're at. But I was meaning to come. I'm sorry, Christine, I was meaning to bring this up a lot sooner, but just things got away from me. But it's still relevant stuff. If you guys recall, when I got out of court on April 2nd, one of the things that I had said is we need to quit making it about me. We're going to let the hate channels and drama channels, trash channels do whatever the heck they're going to do. We're going to do whatever the heck they're going to do. Anyways, we just need to stay away from them and ignore them, block them, whatever we need to do.
Real hate channel, you Smiley.
Case and stay focused on identifying more cases that could be critical in finding Sebastian.
You can't find us if you're not educated on the truth.
So let's get cracking on what we're really.
These humans say that you're not educated on the truth. Therefore, you'll never be. If he can't face the truth that Sebastian over his brother, stepdaughter, over his mom is not involved, no. No. They're not involved, and that's it. Anybody's fucking lying over here, fucking around, right? She's so pissed off at Yaya. Just, yeah, it's just funny because she fuck about and find out, baby. You need to take your ass and sit other line down, shut the F up.
Looking for. We need to use those to decide to the degree those would be probable places to locate. So, all right, guys. So this next one is really the meat and potatoes of why we're here. Also by Christine. Very well done. Let me remove this. I don't want to accidentally put
AI is not exact.
This does provide a lot of, there is some information here, and she says I have permission to use her. Truly believe did end a lot sooner than we would have ever imagined a landfill search ending. Maybe they did find whatever they were looking for. However, it wasn't the news that we were hoping for, right? It was negative to finding Sebastian. It didn't help locate him. It didn't lead any leads to his whereabouts. So I can really see why people are playing on the words when it comes to that particular statement about the landfill, but we really don't know. It could just be they found nothing. But then it just still enrages us. Why do they search harder, right? They were done in 2 or 3 days.
It's not in business.
The landfill search ending in 2 or 3 days. I said that when it ended. I'm like, what? I've never heard of a search for a boy ending, a missing medically needy boy ending after only 7 or 8 days.
Stop the clap. He's not near you.
When you go into states where they pull out all the stops ever about,
Pause.
to find
Pause. He did. They did. They put every fucking. They have every kind of person that did at the beginning of this. So stop it. I just give a damn.
Person, not 7 or 8 days. I've never heard of a large scale search only lasting 7 or 8 days. I mean, look at Quentin Simon. That's a different. You were in the freaking landfill for 3 weeks or 4 weeks.
That's a different case, different situation. You can compare Apple to Owens Bay. You just can't. Like, getting that case was wrong. Not that I need that Nani was in the wrong. She did it. But like you did to that family was wrong.
So 5, I can't even remember how many weeks they were in the landfill, but they were in the landfill a significant amount of time. I mean, we were standing out there on the roads, you know, for several, over, like, I think what it was, a total of 5
She
weeks
didn't have that case at all.
And they were still out in the landfill when we came home. And it was weeks later that they finally found, you know, Quentin. So, you know, it does make me question what was the true purpose of being out in the landfill, and why did it end only after 3 days? Your
business.
It could imply that they found what they were looking for.
No.
Right? Because I don't think 3 or 4 days is going to be enough to not know what you're looking for and don't know if you found it yet. I just don't see law enforcement
being not as smart as online enforcement.
Right? So I feel like there is more to that landfill search. I've always felt like it, but back whenever we were talking about the landfill search,
the line is not based on how you feel.
I was upset that, you know, I felt like they were cutting corners, like they weren't, you know, giving Sebastian
that wasn't your business. It's not your fucking business.
Using all the resources he truly needed. That was just my personal opinion.
Whatever,
right?
babe.
Well, in this case, maybe I got it wrong. Maybe they went out there.
Hell yeah, you got everything wrong in this case.
Basically told us they didn't find anything.
Because he thinks he's smarter than a cop.
But they found something.
Not as smart as a cop.
Are you kidding me? They told us that the lights we were seeing, or they never told us. Let's be very clear. Law enforcement has never told us what those lights in that common area were. Yeah, trust. What those lights are in the common area. I know many people say, wait a minute, they didn't. No.
Yes, they did.
They convinced the parents to do that.
No, ma'am.
Because when they were asked point blank by Nick Barris, law enforcement, specifically Eric Craddock, refused to answer and basically said, we don't know what we don't know. Yeah, they did reference negative results, but it's in the same sentence as the whereabouts of Sebastian Rogers. So it was negative results if they didn't learn the whereabouts of Sebastian Rogers. That's the word salad I'm talking about. It's not clear when you.
It is coming. Now played by the parents. God's covered sweats lights. He even said that. Seth has confirmed that. In Gundam.
Read it and you break it apart. It's not clear. It's just not. Not to me. Not to me.
You're just a dumb bitch.
So, getting on with Christine's information, I thought that map was really, really good. So I wanted to make sure that you guys got to see that map. Let me go ahead and remove this so I don't accidentally show anything. I'm telling you. I'm learning. I don't want to make any mistakes. Mistakes get me in trouble. So let's get back to where we were. So the 10-mile radius. If you follow the road to White House, where Aunt Melissa is also an option. Remember the Juanita. Okay, we read that, and they gave us the comfort zones. I would imagine with moving. Okay, that we got that. And she, okay, got that. So we went through the 20 and the 10-mile radius, which were included. One of them I couldn't pull up because it had physical, and what they weren't listed. And physical address technically are public record, and they weren't addresses with names. So technically, I probably could show them on here, but I didn't know what I was looking at, and I kind of froze when I started seeing the address. I didn't know if they had the names on them or not, so that would have probably caused a little more problems. But addresses are public information. As AI Grok thinks 50 to 100 miles away, I put search in through Grok as well, which I will put to their background as a house that they lived at for time enough to be, put on a report. Now, Melissa, that's still, problematic. Melissa came to court with purple hair. Okay, she's one of those people. Not that having purple hair is a problem. I know that we all go through it. You guys saw my hair pink. So I get that we have it, but she just seems like a different. She seems, I don't want to offend my audience that have purple hair. I don't know how many of my audience actually have purple hair.
Let me stop you. She makes her ass out herself. Hi, Turkey. People in that purple hair me so smart. If you don't know, Emily G. Baker, who on Love and Cherish, she's a conner. When she first got on this platform, she had purple hair. No, she dyed her hair purple at a certain milestone as a rising YouTuber. She's, excellent. She had purple hair. So for her to say, hey, anybody that has purple hair is, blah, blah, blah. Fuck you, buddy.
Whenever you're coupling purple hair with past assaults, you kind of get a baseline on the person. I'm sorry. It's a judgment thing.
Yeah.
That's offensive. Do what you will with your hair, but hopefully you don't have a lot of assault charges in your history, right?
I'm none.
So purple hair. Oh, Ricky Beaver.
I don't have purple hair.
I've been hearing you sing it. I've been seeing you on, what was it? Is it?
But you have no right to judge.
Like, he was on Spotify. Ricky Beavers did a song live here a couple of years ago, live on the show. It was amazing.
Yeah, so how about this person?
How old is she? She's too old to have purple hair. I'm sorry, ladies. If you guys are over the, right about the upper parts of your getting into your late 30s, you're too old for purple hair. Okay?
Nobody's too old.
You guys can throw eggs at me, okay? I'm sorry.
But you're wrong. Just because you think your way's the right light, you're wrong. Honey, like I eat, you look like 60. Seriously, you do. Are you? No. So, on the survey, I don't know. But nobody's too old, so fuck you. Sit your ass down.
Sasha says purple is trafficking colors. Wow, I didn't know that. But you know what? I'll take the heat. If I like, I accept anybody. To be honest with you, I accept anybody in my world. I
don't want to be a part of your emotional world.
There's a time and a place thing. Okay, when I was 20, I changed my hair like it was going out of sight. I'm sorry, ladies. I don't want to hurt your feelings. Okay. If you're 35 or older and you're sporting purple hair, do yourself a favor. Please don't. Nobody will take you seriously.
Yes,
Nobody will take you in a professional sense. I don't care.
Yes, they will.
You could be a paralegal. You're getting underpaid because of your hair. It's just that simple.
No, you're not.
I know you don't believe me, but I promise you it is. If you feel overworked and underpaid, and you're sporting purple hair? I'm sorry. It's
No.
true. It's true. Got it, Granny.
Cause she's so pathetic. Sad.
Anyways, I still think she's trash. She knows. Okay, this is her brother. We've seen that her likes.
Her brother is a good
I got to see
man.
That's what was so.
You got to see.
It wasn't the fact we're going to appeals court and taking that as Sumner County.
That's the thing. You got to see. But it didn't hurt. Just pipe down, let her go.
It was the fact that I really got to, because you analyze these people. I don't know these people, right? Never met these people. Never had a conversation.
You don't analyze people, right?
I have not. I haven't observed these people in the flesh. The first time I actually got to observe them in the flesh is at Zach Court, right?
Okay.
And they were ushered in and ushered out. I never had an opportunity to observe their behavior. And this was the first time that I was able to observe their behavior without them knowing I was looking, because I had to wait to make sure that they cleared out so I could leave the courthouse. And I got to finally see their personal behavior. And I got to tell you, I bet you I'm spot on about every one of them. Spot on.
Let's fight though.
Sorry, but don't really care for, assaulters like Melissa, but Aunt Melissa that covers her brother's butt and does it.
So the person that has 43 arrests, 2 of those was most of those was putting hands. One was for math, I know that. One for, she's on the DVD list. So, who cares? She hasn't been arrested 43 times. You have, baby.
Mind doing things like telling him to run over his ex-wife like a friggin'
dirt
rocker. Normal people don't do that, okay?
Not normal, baby. Not normal.
The parents. Normal people don't do that.
What you say?
Okay? These people aren't normal. They are far from normal.
You don't unlike people.
This is interesting stuff. I found very, very much interesting. We also have some more information. We got the Remington, the Forest Park, the Enoch, the Campbell properties in here. Terry Allen Bowersox, 67, and married someone else, and he also had 3 kids. He married in Tennessee in 1983. Originally, Terry Bowersox from Michigan, Tennessee as a teenager, and had 3 kids. Daughter is named unknown, but born in 1987. She lives with maternal grandparents from the age of 2 to 18.
But you need to shut up.
What a piece of garbage. Not even in his kid's life.
You're a piece of shit, baby. You doesn't.
Terry Bowersox Jr. is 40 years old. Current address is I'm not going to go there, since 2023. So let's read about Terry. Terry previously resided in the city of Portland, Tennessee. The estimated population of Portland is 12,928 as of 2022. Current residential address is in Portland, Tennessee, Sumner County. Population of 187, almost 188,000 residents. This address belongs to the zip code of 37148. This property is located, okay, I don't need that. Here's something interesting. Daniel Bowersox and Heather Lambert also reside in this address with a total of 6 persons living here. I can't read that. Okay, this is interesting. Daniel Bowersox, he's the ex-wife to Candace Bowersox, born in 1990. Was witness against Nina's custody case with Chris on September 14th, 2017. Marriage, February 2nd, 2017, between Daniel Bowersox and Candace, the witness against Nina. They lived in Portland when they got married only 2-3 years, domestic violence. Daniel Bowersox is 39
Don't you
years old
have that
today,
in your past,
because his
buddy?
birthday is at 85. Previously,
Like strangle your mom?
Goodlettsville. Other names include Daniel and Daniel Ira. Daniel's political. Okay, that's nothing. And then, oh, here it is. This is what I'm getting at. So Daniel Bowersox, listen to this: aggravated robbery, and probation violations. These stem from 2013 to 2012.
I can do one better. You're violating the protected area right now. This is not anything that's gonna help Sebastian. You just doing this to Vega to get back at her. Because he got dollar bill, you know? Just because you think he said doesn't mean anything. I feel sorry for yourself. Don't even say you're Christian because you're not. I'm bad, but I can't curse. I'm bad. You know, I put so many repeats. I put so many apologizing. You acting doesn't mess up. God's not unforgiving. Just saying.
It's important because it shows us that they have people that have done criminal conduct and don't mind doing criminal conduct within their family. So if shit hits the fan, who are you going to call? Are you going to call the preacher lady? Or are you going
to? Is that why Seth asked you to be? You know, he saw your arrest record. Give me strangle license mom at the age of fucking 16. Not the fucking most wanted teenager in the county. What? Do you math? Finding a girl in your truck? Yeah, not a hypocrite. Nothing but a two-faced hypocrite. So stop it. It's not like turning a green because of your arrest record, or maybe because you have a mental problem. Do you think you need to get justice for everything and everyone, even you? This isn't justice. This is hate. You know, if we break up review into 2 parts, maybe you have something, but
call your crazy family from the woods, right?
you don't live in the woods.
If I got jammed up, I'm calling my cousins. You know, those toothless ones that are out in Polk County that are under Brady Judd's watch? Those are the ones
I'm not you shut your fucking mouth. You're still human beings. Are you not? No, you're not a human being. Why are you mad? Sorry, someone's not. Are you a human being? They has no soul. No soul, no heart, no morals, no integrity. Sorry. So, who the hell is she talking about?
be calling. Yep, sure would. Sure would.
It's not about turning.
Love my family. That's why I said, you know, people hear me talk about stuff all the time. But I gotta tell you, I love my family, you know? I got, you know, I got some nuts. Everybody does. That's why when I hear people trashing somebody because of who their family member is, it's not them, and they're still their family. Okay?
Oh, hypocrite.
In this chat,
hypocrite.
Your kids, no matter
hypocrite.
What. You don't allow them out of responsibility, but you love them no matter what. That is your baby. So if they're sitting in prison the rest of their life, guess what? You still love them.
So is that like you're going to be doing? Because you couldn't say your fat mouth.
don't always. I think families are hands off. I really do, because I've
Then
heard
keep
and
your hands
listen,
off for
you
this
know,
family.
everybody's heard,
Eugene back.
people have messed with Dolly about his brother and stuff like that. I don't agree. You know,
Maybe I shouldn't
you
look
can't
up
help
your
who your
family
brothers and sisters
history.
are. You can't help who your family is, and you can't help the mistakes that they've made. And you should still love your family. There are some things that are just unforgivable, and I get that, and that's to each person. But family's there. You can't change the blood coming out of your arm. It's still the same. So
she's talking devastated.
people have their opinions. I still believe in the law. If my family member,
So leave this family alone.
stuff, at the end of the day, I want them held to the highest standard.
Like you stalking and harassing Jackson, this family.
The fact that they're my family and I love them.
You must be the nut.
No different than anybody else. Big difference. Big difference. Okay, so Daniel has, again, aggravated battery and violation date. Looks like
you have a violation of you.
January.
Protected orders. You don't need to
July.
use.
We got one for July 2012, January 2012, and May 2013. One was dismissed. Dismissed. Which is the aggravated battery. He pled guilty to the lesser charge of robbery and pled guilty to probation violation. I can't tell you what his sentencing was on that. I don't know. History, Campbell, Remington. Some of these have Campbell addresses in Madison County as well, which is pretty interesting. We don't really have any criminal history on anybody in the immediate family other than Terry Bauer Sox, and we know one of his charges were chemicals. So AI suggestion. Subject, search areas AI suggested.
Okay, I'm letting you. I don't want to have a fucking lawsuit. Just do this to get back at Yada. Look, I'm fine if I dig up history about you and your family. Ready, huh? If I decide, I'm not gonna do that to you. But if I did, I'm fine. Andrea Griffin. That's all I have to say. I don't want to be on him long because I'm not Queen Bee song. Sorry, Queen Bee. Bye. Have a good night. Be safe. Have fun. Good night.